guys, how you doing? Today we're going to be reviewing John Wick Chapter 2. Now, I know that seems like a bit of a random title, but let's loosely try and link this so it's relevant. Matrix 4 is coming out this December. Keanu Reeves stars in that film. He also stars as John Wick. Bang. That's the best I can do. Sorry, my apologies. It's genuinely because I've already seen the first John Wick. Didn't realise John Wick Chapter 2 was on Netflix, so I thought I'd check it out. And I just think I should give my opinion on it now when it's fresh in my mind before I forget. Because although some of you might not really care, it's an old film, that's fair. I'm going to review old films that I want to review. But yeah, I just want to give my opinion on it. And want to catch up on 3 after this, and 4 is coming out next year, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, let's just get into this because, you know, John Wick is like the staple of great choreography for action. Loved the first one. I don't know, I just never really got the opportunity to see the second one and kind of just forgot about it. So yeah, when I saw this, I was obviously needed to refresh my mind on John Wick. Look back at past scenes, stuff like that, just to jog my memory. Remember the plot, loved the first one. I'll talk about that another day. But yeah, maybe I'll review one when 4 comes out, and I'll review 3 after. Probably not that long because I will want to watch that as now I've seen 2. So yeah, 1 I loved. So yeah, let's just go into this. So the plot of this is very, very generic. Now, obviously, the plot for the first film is quite generic as well. Let's not lie. It was literally just your generic action. Oh, the wife's dead. This guy's an ex-military or whatever, special op. Like, he's a very skilled individual. Let's just put it like that, as it is with every one of these films. And yeah, so in the first one, it's this guy tries to like buy his car or something at a petrol station. He says no, they break into his house, kill his dog, who is like the last thing he has after his relationship with his wife. And yeah, they kill his dog and he goes out for revenge. And basically, John Wick is like the boogeyman. They say that throughout the films as well. He is like the most feared guy to grace the earth. And if you annoy him, then you've already written your death warrant because you will die. He is John Wick and there's no escaping him. I think the line in the first one is he's the guy you call to kill the boogeyman. So like that's the stakes of his character in this world. Now, John Wick Chapter 2, I was hoping that they'd take the plot in a more interesting direction, and it's more of just the same generic story. Perhaps I think I preferred this a little less to the plot of the first one. Not because it's majorly worse, because it's not. It's just your generic plot. But after having seen the first film, I was kind of hoping for a step up in terms of plot, and the plot was about the same. So yeah, I think the plot was fine, but definitely could have been more intricate, more complex. So the plot is John Wick finally finishes his duties as, you know, his special op type. It's this organization where he has to do jobs. He's finally finished with his work and he wants to retire. He wants to just do his thing with his new dog that he got at the end of the last film and just live a normal life, which obviously he has a lot of personal issues that he wants to deal with. But early on in the film, someone that he's owed a debt, let's just call it a debt, it's the same thing. I think in the film it's called like a marker or something, which means basically John used that to get out of a situation he was in back then, but the thing that he gave has a return clause, and in that world you have to do what is wanted of you and what is needed of you as you've given that away. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like a transaction where whenever that person that you've given that to needs you, you come back and do what they want you to do. That's like it's like if you're in a gang or in anything like that in like New York, the rules are no snitching. That's a key rule. If you break that, then just look at 6ix9ine. Just look at all of that. That's a completely different topic. But yeah, so John declines this, which is obviously not going to end well for him. The guy blows up his house. Not his dog. His dog survives this time, which was good. I thought if they killed off the dog, it would have just been another. That would have really sucked. That would have been very cliche. But they just blow up his house, and now John wants revenge. All which is not very compelling because this is just some random guy that we've had no time to connect to this at all. Whereas the first one, you could sense that this dog was, you know, his key connection to his past life that he just can't have anymore. It was the only thing remaining. So I think that the consequences of the first film hit a bit more than this one. This one felt very artificial and just it was there because it needed something for John to go on this epic action film story. And yeah, I thought it was a bit lazy in my opinion, but so John does his thing. Now let's just start with the choreography is just as good, if not better. The gunplay is just insane. And now in this film, I believe we do get a bit more intricate hand-to-hand combat. We finally meet someone that is a bit more on John's level and can actually rival him. Now, usually in the first one, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because it's been a while since I've seen it. But in the first one, it was more John just getting overpowered and overcome with all of these men. Because that's the thing, John will take on 100 men in a room and he'll win, but they can overpower him because there's just so many of them. So yeah, that was more of the first film's type stuff. And there's that here as well. Trust me, you see John Wick do his thing and kill 100 people at a time. I guarantee that. But you do finally see someone that's on his level, and in a one-to-one fight, we see John struggle, and I think struggle is the right word. As much as I want to, you know, John is the guy, this guy was not half bad, and he gave John a run for his money. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. You should see the film if you haven't seen it already. I know it's an old film, but yeah, the way this fight ends is very satisfying, and I just think it was a really cool fight and relationship built, which is weird. But in the fight, you sense this gradual earning of respect between both of them, and I thought that was it was a really cool fight. Now let's talk about the main fight that I think this film should be remembered for. I'm not sure if it is. The mirror scene. Now, this mirror fight, first of all, props to whoever was the cameraman, the cinematographer on that, because it shot amazingly. And the fact that they had to remove the camera from every single mirror, that must have taken so long. And you've got to appreciate that, because they didn't have to do that, but I just think it worked really well. It was a cool scene, cool location, especially for like a chase sort of. The villain's hiding and John has to try and find it. I thought they played that so well. Now, onto performances and side characters. They introduced Lawrence Fishburne in this, which is quite cool, because that is the guy that plays the guy in Matrix, along with Keanu Reeves' Neo in Matrix, which is just so cool that they got him in this film. That's obviously intentional. Keanu Reeves, maybe they wanted someone for the role, they didn't know who, and Keanu Reeves suggested him, something like that. But I think that was a really cool nod to the fans. And yeah, he plays this sort of underground operator leader. And yeah, John asked for help of him. He Lawrence Fishburne tries, threatening John, realizes that you can't really do that, and then John gets the gun and, deals with the bad guy, which is it's really a good cameo from him and cool side character. I think in terms of the villain, I've already stated, I think this one's slightly worse than the first one. First one wasn't good, wasn't like that great, but there was more actual reason for John to kill him, whereas this guy was just quite annoying. In terms of side characters, there's a few here and there that pop up that are quite good. But I think in 3, because I haven't seen it yet, I really hope there's a strong side character or a group of side characters. Whereas like Bond has his side characters, especially Daniel Craig's Bond films. There's many side characters that pop up that you will remember because they're great, memorable characters. And yeah, John Wick misses that. I think he needs a few more memorable people to just pop up here and there. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, overall, I think this film is fun. It's great. It's obviously Keanu Reeves doing his thing. So I'm going to give John Wick Chapter 2 an 8 out of 10. I absolutely love this film, but there is just that slight cliche lazy villain plot, and it's just lacking a few more side characters, few more different pieces in the middle of the film. But yeah, other than that, I think this film is great. I think the film, it rivals the first one in terms of action alone. So yeah, definitely worth watching if you're a fan of action films. Let me know your comments and let me know your opinions in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.